Okay, good, good.
Yes.
Hey, guys.
Yep.
Good morning.
what's up,
We're
guys?
live,
Good
coming
morning.
at you. It's been a crazy morning this morning here at Glen Meadows, hasn't it?
Oh, boy, has it.
Yeah, let's acknowledge a couple of things that are pretty evident off the front. Jim, you look fantastic, man. You're just a tiny little guy now. You grew out some hair, you lost some weight. What's going on?
Have you heard of Punisher squats?
Again, the Punisher squat. Inside joke. I've heard about Punisher squats all week long. So, yeah, good, good. You just laid off soda or like what? What's the deal? I'm just kidding.
Have you heard of Punisher squats?
Again, I should have known. Punisher squats. I'm going to have to Google these Punisher squats afterwards. No, you'll notice that it is not Luke and Jim this morning. It is Luke and Dusty. Dusty Pruit, our graphic and video design lead, has graciously offered to fill in for Jim, who is on vacation. So he's taken the week off, had a lot of just good rest, good needed rest.
I'm just going to jump in right there.
Okay,
I was told to fill in. Okay?
Yeah. When I say volunteer, he was voluntold that this is going to be happening, and so
And it's a great opportunity.
it is a great opportunity. And so part of our communications team, let's get him out there in front of everyone.
And we also thought it wouldn't be appropriate to do this without Jim.
That's true. So we've invited Jim back again. Jim, you doing all right? Good. Good. You're so funny, Jim. He's the best.
Love him.
All right. But other than that, it's been a relatively... it's been a fun Sunday morning, to say the least. So we've had
been exciting.
Some technical difficulties this morning, and so we weren't able to do the pregame show for the first service, but we got it up and running for the second service. I say we as if I did anything at all. I didn't do anything. Jamie and his team got everything going on, and I'll say they pulled it together real fast, which is really impressive.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, it was really good. Other than that, even with all the mishaps, if those had not happened, it still wouldn't have been a traditional Sunday morning.
Right.
We are still having the registration, so we're still following all of the recommendations and guidelines and such, 6 feet, social distancing. So if you plan on coming next week, sign-ups are available now, or they will be available for the 11 o'clock service after the 11 o'clock service is over.
As a matter of fact, you can see the link in the description of the live stream right this minute.
That's a great plug. He put that in there literally 5 minutes ago, and so got it up and running for us. So all of that's normal, but what's not normal about this morning is...
It's Senior Sunday, folks.
Senior Sunday. So are we honoring those 55 and over, or what's going on?
Is that offensive?
I don't know. That's a senior citizen, isn't it? 55 and over?
It's 60.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know.
I just know that you have to be 55 to be a part of the Silver Stars, which is an amazing community here at Glen Meadows
We love
Baptist
the
Church.
Silver Stars.
But we're talking about a different kind of senior.
We're talking about GM Youth High School seniors.
That's right. And having graduated only about a year ago, you can tell us what it's like, what they're feeling right now. Is that right?
Well, thanks for acknowledging that, Luke.
Yeah, of course.
As a matter of fact, I graduated
he's so young.
roughly 5 years ago in 2015. You wouldn't know what that's like. You probably graduated in the 90s.
Oh, wow. Yeah, close.
High school was probably so much different then. But for me, high school was just such a long experience. People are like, don't take time for granted because it just flies by. And I'm like, no, you're wrong.
It was snail mail for you.
It was snail mail.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Dude.
But you made it through.
I
That's
did.
Good.
By the grace of God. Yes.
I
He
love
brought me
that.
out of Egypt.
That's right. The Spirit led you.
Amen.
Anyway.
So
good. So you have graduated 5 years ago, but you've been working at the church for 3 now. Is that right?
That's correct. I started in August 2017, and so with that being said, this class of seniors.
And when you started, you were with the youth at that time.
Correct. I was actually hired on as the youth. What was I? I was the associate student intern, something like that.
Wow, that's an intense title there, guy.
Yeah, well, nothing like what I have now.
So I was going to say, for those, we introduced him as part of the communications team, but he also leads the youth praise band as well. So upstairs on Wednesday nights when that's going on, and Sunday mornings when we're doing those kinds of things. So that's his involvement with the youth. But at that time, you were more involved not only with the music, but also with the activities going on and the lessons and stuff. Is that right?
Yes. I did some teaching.
So you know these kids.
I do, man. They hold a special place in my heart. And there's one word that comes to mind when I think of this group of seniors, and it is just gracious, man. They've endured so much change within youth for the past 3 years plus, since before I was here, and even now with COVID-19, this morning included. We have a video for them, a special video that the audio's not working.
Yeah.
Just so much going on in their lives, and they just keep trucking, and they stay faithful. And it's so awesome to just get to honor this group. Man, I love them.
That's great. Do you have any words of encouragement for them that you would share with our folks at home?
I would, man. Clearly, we can't rely and we can't lean on things of this world. And so, guys, seniors, man, I just encourage you to just worship Christ. Just lean on the rock. He is our constant, and He will not fail. I believe in the last live stream, I used the example of a table. Man, I'm not going to lean on this table because soon it's going to be dust. However, it's a table, it's sturdy, I can lean on it. But it's an example.
Sure.
Man, everything's going to fade except our Lord.
That's good. That's a good word. So as you guys are watching, if you would, pray for our seniors. So they're going to, like Dusty said, there's going to be a brief video with some narration by our current youth pastor, Matt Brown. That's his name. I didn't forget it. Don't worry. The hesitation was for dramatic effect. I forgot his name for a second. Yeah, Matt Brown. But not only those seniors. In fact, I mentioned this last time, and I think I embarrassed him, and I can see his smile now because he knows it's coming. Spencer behind the camera right now is also a senior that I've just met this morning, doing a fantastic job. So if you're watching us, you know he's doing a good job because you can see us. And it
For
takes
visual
more,
reference,
for visual
he has
reference.
nice hair.
He does have some pretty great hair. I will acknowledge that. But yeah, so we've got seniors all over the place. So do be in prayer for them. They've had as Dusty mentioned earlier, they've had a rough go at it this semester, this year, and so just be mindful of that as we celebrate them this morning. So we got a couple other things going on, and now it seems like our time is running a little bit shorter. I think we're using it a little bit loosely. But don't forget about our blessing bags. And so we are giving out the blessing bags here. You can pick those up. If you come to service in the next 10 minutes, you can pick one up in the foyer. Other than that, you can pick them up in the office foyer during the week. So between Monday, we'll be closed tomorrow actually. So between Tuesday and the end of day Thursday, you can pick those up here with us, and then you're going to drop them off at Southland Baptist Church. Yeah, Southland Baptist Church. That's right.
Southland Baptist Church office.
And we are accepting us through the end of May. And so by May 31st, which is next Sunday, you need to have those over at Southland. And so the address is actually 4300 Meadow Creek Trail. If you're used to using Google Maps, you're open to do that. Pastor, would you like to come in and say hello to the people? No? Okay, good. He's just creeping around, so I just thought I'd invite him over. So. He's just inspecting things like any good pastor would. So if you would, grab one of those bags, fill it up with non-perishable foods, possibly even some toys for the kiddos. Right?
A rubber football.
A rubber football would be great.
Frisbee.
Or a Bible if you want to go more of a spiritual route. So,
right.
Yeah, just kidding, bud. Just kidding. Had to one-up him because he's younger than I am, so I get jealous. Anyway, we're fine. It's not an issue. That's not a thing. So, other than that, we've got Kids Eat Free coming up. And so this is going to be, as you see, July 7th through August 7th. This is a great program. Do you know much about this program?
I don't know a whole lot, but I do know, man, it blesses the kids in our community.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. It's great outreach. It's great mission work.
It is. Both of these outreaches, both blessing bags or blessing boxes, as well as Kids Eat Free, are an incredible community outreach. Pioneered and championed by some of our members here, specifically Becky Buchter. She's been instrumental in making this happen. But Kids Eat Free is a program that provides meals for kids during the summer. So a lot of these kids that are able to eat these meals are the ones who have free lunch at their public school systems. And so during the summer, a lot of these kids do end up going hungry. And so this is a great way to meet an immediate need in our community. And you can even imagine with everything going on with job losses and kind of the economy
schools
right
closed
now.
Down.
With schools being closed down, yeah, there are some other programs that are feeding them right now, and this will pick up some of that space in the middle of the summer. And so normally it's a it's a full-fledged program where they show up, they cook, they feed the kids, they serve the kids in person, and then they play games afterwards. And so unfortunately we're not able to do that this time just because there are different precautionary measures that need to be taken to make sure we're not passing things along or getting anyone sick or catching anything, all that kind of good stuff. And so ironically enough, the lack of doing those things is creating a greater need for volunteers for this because there are so many more measures that need to be put into place It just takes more hands to do that. We've
Right.
experienced that on Sunday mornings. I mean, we've got 40, 50, I guess if you include the tech team, like 70 some odd people volunteering on
yeah.
a Sunday morning here nowadays.
Easy.
And that is in reaction to everything that's going on with the COVID-19 and the social distancing. So, all that to say, we would love for you guys to volunteer. Right now, the best way to let us know that you're interested is emailing us at
life@gmbc.org. That's
.org.
life.
That's right.
At gmbc.org. It's not.
It's .com. Not
It's
com.
not .com.
Not .com. We don't know who owns that still. I think we should just not look it up, not find out who owns GMBC.com, because now it's just funny. It's just kind of, anyway, we'll leave that there. One thing that is kind of going back to normal, however, is we are able to do some activities that are able to support social distancing, such as fishing. Because why do you fish? To get away from people. Am I right? I mean, that's why people fish, right? Surely. I'm not the only one that thinks that.
I kind of fish, for the fish.
You fish for the, okay.
I fish for the fish, for the enjoyment.
I think that's like the standard answer that you have to give, though, right? Like, oh no, it's the method, but it's the quiet. Because I used to go with my grandpa, who was a huge fisherman, and I was told you got to be quiet. So that might be why I don't fish. Grandpa, we'll have to talk about that later. Maybe you're just, anyway, maybe he's trying to keep me quiet, and so that's how he would watch me. I don't know. Now I got to go cry. I'll do that on my own time, though. So
Thank you.
But this, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Seeing a grown man cry is not fun. But the fishing tournament is back on, so you can sign up at gmbc.org/men or gmbc.org/events. Sign up for that, $20 entry fee, and there are different locations. So if you're interested in doing that, check out the website for the information and the location that'll be that week for you. Are you a fisherman? I did a lot of the talking there. Have you, you done much fishing?
Well, man, I'll just tell you a story. Well, for starters, I used to fish a lot with my friend Austin.
Okay.
And he taught me a lot. And so I felt confident in taking my wife fishing for our first date.
Oh, okay.
We caught nothing. It was so boring. But man, I was just reeling her in the whole time. That's my biggest catch.
Nice.
Yes, I married her.
Yeah, and so actually, this isn't true. We just set that all up for that joke right there. So well done, bud. I'm just kidding. This is still happening. Yeah, that was a good joke. I liked it. So he's a fisherman. I'm not so much. I'm more of a, if I'm outside, I'd rather be doing something as opposed to sitting and fishing. But I get that you guys love that.
Of course.
I'm more of a camper myself, more active kind of stuff. I do have an announcement about camp, though, and that's Falls Creek is canceled this year. So we finally heard back from Falls Creek early last week, and just have putting plans together. The youth team has been working nonstop last week to try to get not a camp replacement, but something to do during the next summer. Just because you don't want to spend all summer not doing anything. And so they've come up with some really great plans that we're excited about. And so that should be announced. I think it's being announced this Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And so they're going to let us know what the plans are. I can tell you it's going to be a pretty major event. Lots of coordinating, lots of volunteers. They, in fact, have a meeting this afternoon to talk to some volunteers about this.
That's correct, with free rosas.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So if you want to volunteer, come on. Get some free roses. I know that's what you have going on after church. Okay, I invited him to lunch, and he said no. That makes more sense.
No, you didn't.
It's for the show. It's for the show. So it's going to be like a 9-week event. You're not going to be there the entire time. It'll be a couple hours a week for each one of these weeks. It's going to be a really great time. I'm really
super
excited. It's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. We are cutting it down to about a minute left. And so one final thing I wanted to talk about is Dusty and I got to go over and hang out across the street at the new property a little bit this week.
It's terrible.
It was really hot that day. So
I was not in the right clothes.
Yeah, I was wearing like man capris, and we started talking to some construction workers.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. They were not interested in letting us ride on the equipment, which is rightfully so. But they've done a ton of scraping up of the mesquite so that we can put down some grass there, so we can have various church activities. So a lot of kids events, youth events. I'm a proponent of a church-wide picnic, but don't hold me to that. I'm only a suggester. I can't make anything happen here.
Right on that strip of lake water.
So, yeah, so all that to
nasty
say,
lake water. It's gonna be beautiful.
Lake Nasworthy, not nasty water. Lake Nasworthy is
Nasworthy.
Yeah, Nasworthy. But all that to say, hey, things are moving forward over there, and we're really excited to start using it even before we have a building. We're cutting it close, so let me go ahead and pray us out, and we'll be good.